Brian here with Prudential Pest Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to show you how we took care of a huge hornet's nest on a radio station tower in Burnville, Pennsylvania. They were hopping mad right from the go, so let's take a look at how we did it.
So as you can see, there's bald-faced hornets everywhere, and I've actually never seen it like this. So all I did to start was I just put my ladder up there, and for some reason that got them hopping mad. So I'm going to give them a minute. We're going to let them calm down just a smidge, because you'll see here in a second, but I'm in the middle of nowhere by myself. Well, not technically by myself, because as you'll see here in a second, I got my partner in crime, and if you haven't met Ramen yet, there he is there. So we're just taking a couple minutes here. We're going to let them calm down. Look at that beautiful man. And now they're semi-calm, and you'll see that that's not really the case, but we ain't got all day, so let's get to treating here. So you can see in the back of my truck, this is not the first nest that I've taken down today. In fact, in a typical day, and this is in August here. In a typical day, you know, myself and my guys, each of us will probably have 5 or 6 of these each by the end of the day. So I got my bee suit on. I'm gonna grab my equipment here. If you've seen our other videos, you know that I like to go right up to the nest and inject an aerosolized insecticide called PTPI directly into the opening. And the reason why I like it is twofold. Number one, it permeates inside of that entire nest. And the other thing is that it works very quickly, which is important when you're dealing with hundreds, if not thousands, of stinging insects. So we're going to say bye to Ramen here, and let's get to work. So we're going to come into this locked area here, and we are going to start treating this bald-faced hornet's nest. You can see I have my exterior liquid sprayer. I have a bag here ready to go. I got my other ladder set up, and as I approach it, I realized that you know, maybe I should grab my step ladder here so that we can, you know, get right up to the opening, kind of come from underneath, and maybe that'll prevent us from getting tattooed up by these things a little bit. So let me just go back and get my step ladder. And then when I go to actually remove the nest, I'll use my telescoping ladder that I have there. And I love that telescoping ladder because, especially when I'm in my bee suit, it's easy to carry. We can see some beautiful views of southeastern, south central Pennsylvania. And again, this is in Burnville, PA, which is in Berks County, about an hour and a half northwest of Philadelphia. So I'm just going to put my little ladder here. I got my PTPI, the aerosolized insecticide, and we are going to inject directly into the opening. And this stuff works so quickly that oftentimes you're not going to see them kind of flying out of this hole because they're dead almost immediately. And again, which is important when you're dealing in the middle of nowhere like this with hundreds, if not thousands, of giant stinging hornets. Now, folks often ask me, well, what about the hornets that were out of the nest? You know, what about those ones? Shouldn't you do this in the middle of the night and stuff like that? And if you're a homeowner, yeah, absolutely, do it in the middle of the night, have at it. But us as professionals, I'm not going to show up at your house at midnight and hop on roofs and ladders with all my gear on. So what do we do about the stragglers? Well, they're number one, they can't rebuild the nest themselves, okay? But what's going to happen is when I remove this nest, they're going to gather, they're going to congregate where that nest used to be. And that's why I have my backpack sprayer there, because what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to spray that area with a liquid. It's going to coat them, they're going to die, but more importantly, it gives us a residual, which is a product that's going to stay on that side of that building. It's going to last, so any other hornet that lands on that is going to die. So no matter what, the queen's dead right now. We're just making sure that she is dead, making sure the nest itself is dead. You can see we don't have any hornets coming or going out of there. Let's get another view of my truck and the beautiful cornfields that we're at. And what I'm doing when I'm up close like this is I'm listening to hear if I hear any activity in the nest. Now, obviously, in this case, we're having a lot of hornets flying around, but you can hear, when I first inject that PTPI in there, you'll be able to hear a loud buzz that comes out of there. And then pretty quick after that, it'll go quiet. And that means all the hornets that were in there are now dead. And I'm going to try to take this off in one piece because I like to do that just to show it off as a trophy. But in this case, it kind of crumbled apart on me. We always remove the nests. We do a treatment and removal on the same day just because, you know, I think it just looks better that way. It's a better, more professional way to do it as opposed to treating it and coming back a week or so later and making sure, hoping that everything's dead. Nope, we like to come out there, kill it off right away, remove it. There's always going to be that residual of the nest. I call it the ring of death. There's always going to be that on the side of the building. But we do our best. We get all the big chunks off of there. We're just kind of gently scraping underneath here to make sure everything's out of here. And like I said, we're going to do a liquid spray over this area. And any of those hornets that are flying around now, any of the hornets that were already out of the nest gathering resources, they're going to come back. They're going to realize the nest is dead. They're going to congregate right there and come across that spray that I put down, and it's going to kill them within a couple hours to a day. So workers are free to come back the next day and work, and there's not going to be any issues here. Obviously, we're going to get all this cleaned up. There were so many dead hornets and so much paper debris from the nest. I actually grabbed my mosquito mister, which is essentially a leaf blower with a tank on top. I didn't spray any chemical with it, but I just used the leaf blower component of it and just got that area cleaned up, because we like to leave the area better than when we found it. So we got the nest out of there, and we're going to pack up and call it good. So you can also see here my mustache was in full season bloom. And this is just a typical job that we do with hornets. We service all of Berks County, Chester County, in Southeastern Pennsylvania. We're the hornet and yellow jacket experts. And if you have me come out to the house, you're going to see myself and my partner in crime here. So give Prudential Pest Solutions a call or find us online at prudentialpest.com.